Welcome to the Parenting Club, and today we're going to be discussing Simplicity Parenting by Kim John Payne. It's one of my absolute favourite books on parenting, one that has definitely created some huge results in terms of connection, in terms of, that sense of calm and peace at home. It's definitely changed our family dynamics and the way we do things around here. So the main idea is behind it. The main idea behind it is that these days children, as well as adults, really don't get a lot of downtime, a lot of we're overstimulated, whether it's social media, news, whether it's too much stuff, too many possessions, clutter, too many choices, even a lack of sort of rhythm and a sense of a tradition, celebration, a sense of community. All that seems to be missing, and the pace at which we're living is, it's rather fast, and it seems to be having an effect on our little ones, unfortunately. So what the author suggests is, first of all, so there's four main ideas behind sort of simplification, if you like. So the first one is creating a family rhythm, and I find this particularly useful, and it kind of gives you, to those of you who don't know what I mean by that is, it's the idea of creating a regular, sort of repetitive and predictive pattern, or a sense of predictability, because that sort of thing our little ones tend to find sort of soothing, and it gives them a sense of safety, a sense of home, all those nice warm and fuzzy feelings. So it's things like knowing that on a Sunday, that's probably one of the things that sort of is still prevalent in our culture these days, that on a Sunday you sort of that's a sort of family day. You maybe have a more festive dinner, or it could be a walk to the park, or a fun day out, and it's that sense of predictability that on other days, for example Monday is a day for, say, chores and laundry, or things like that, or a Wednesday is a library day, and we go to take a trip to the library. Whatever works for your family, and however you'd like to sort of adapt it, that's totally up to you. Is just a nice little idea to kind of implement into your family dynamics. And it's not just days of the week, it's things like celebrating different events, and taking parts in different celebrations. So obviously the big ones are like things like Christmas, Easter, the New Year, things like that. But there's a lot more to it. You can sort of research them, and I'll probably at some point I'll put this up on my blog. But it's, you can sort of pick and choose whatever celebrations really appeal to you and your family, and just go for it. Things like some families will celebrate Diwali, some families will celebrate Chinese New Year, and it's kind of nice for for children to experience different cultures as well through that, and it again gives them a sense of rhythm when it comes to seasons. So seasonal rhythm is another big thing that the book mentions. So it's things like you can create a little nature table corner and say your sitting room, or anywhere in the house really, where you sort of display seasonal things. So for autumn you'll have dried colourful leaves and conkers, any sort of like produce that makes you think of that season, so say like apples or a pumpkin, anything like that, or nice little crafts that you do together as a family, and it's sort of like a little centerpiece that kind of gives them an idea you know, teaches them about seasons, really. And it again gives them a sense of predictability, because they know that after, you know, autumn comes winter, and then we do this and this. And yes, so rhythm is a big thing. And the author also talks about food. So there's another idea where you sort of, if you're struggling with you know, sort of coming up with ideas for food, or you're having a particularly fussy phase with your little ones, you know, where, you know, they kind of sort of request different things and they don't actually end up eating it. It's sort of nice to again have, like, say, a food chart with you know, like different ideas for meals. So for example, Monday is, say, pasta day, or, you know, and so on, just so that children know, they don't have to ask, they just know, you know, okay, it's Monday and it's pasta day. And they don't sort of ask you, oh, what's for dinner, all the time. And it gives you, I think it's easy for you as well to sort of work around it and incorporate it into your rhythm. So that's one of the main ideas. The other idea is to shield our children from too much information, like adult content. You know, things like you know, the news, that's, you know, it's very harsh, low energy, low vibrational energy, and it's having an effect, because it has an effect on us, you know, as adults. So for our little ones who don't have the capacity, you know, the sort of cognitive abilities to process that emotion, those emotions and those feelings, you know, to kind of talk themselves through it and say, oh, it's okay, you know, so that they can cope with it. For them, it's even more overwhelming than it is for us. So it's very important to, you know, avoiding, say, having in television playing in the background, especially the news. Things like avoiding any sort of heated debates, or if anything needs discussing that, you know, they shouldn't be listening to, just wait until they've gone to sleep, that sort of thing, just to kind of, you know, protect them a little bit. I'm not saying, you know, kind of be like a helicopter mum and sort of, you know, they've got to experience life, but some things, you know, they sort of need shielding from, really, to give them a sense of, you know, safety again, you know, like so they know that this world is a good place, and that they feel, you know, safe and secure and loved, and confident to sort of explore the world, in a sense. And so the other thing was over-scheduling. Yes, that's a good one. So it's things like, you know, I've experienced this firsthand with my first one, with David. When he was a baby, you know, I noticed that a lot of mums, there was this pressure to keep your child busy, and most mums would have, you know, like something to do every day of the week. And some part of it is because, you know, obviously you don't want to be stuck in the house all by yourself, especially when everyone else is at work, and to sort of keep you busy. But we've got to be sort of careful of scheduling our children and sort of overstimulating them, you know, wanting too many activities for them, pushing them a bit too hard. The importance of what's highlighted in the book, and what I strongly believe in, is the importance of free play. You know, let your children get bored, let them, you know, have nothing to do, because in those spaces, in those pauses, as I like to call them, is, you know, that's where they get to experience creativity. That's their form of meditation, you know, free play, especially out in nature. So I let my my toddler sort of wander around in the garden and sort of play by himself when I watch him from the window, or sometimes I go outside with him, but I don't interfere, you know, with him playing. I sort of just let him be and have that space to just be quiet, you know, like not ask him hundreds of questions and talk him through everything that he's doing. You know, it's sort of nice to see him just unwind, and yeah, it's just really nice to watch as well. But it's really good for them. It's very therapeutic, very calming. And yeah, so the environment as well is highlighted in that, actually, in terms of overstimulation. So simplification is key in this book, and it's the sort of approach that I like as well. So minimalism, so getting rid of, when I first came across minimalism, and actually when I first read this book, I kind of went through most of our stuff and just got rid of a lot of it. Things that were mismatched, broken toys, or I sort of now tend to go for more natural toys and less of them, so it doesn't necessarily have to be, all these expensive fancy Waldorfian or Montessori toys, as nice as they are. It's sort of just about making sure that they're not overwhelmed with too many choices. We even books, we tend to sort of think that the more the better, but actually it's it's nice when they get to really develop a special sort of bond and connection almost with their possessions. Well, it's not really possessions, but in things like like their books, they tend to ask you to read the same book hundreds of times in a row. Like as soon as you finish it, they want you to read it again, and it's that sort of thing for them. It's every time they read it, they almost experience it more strongly, with each time, with each repetition, and again that comes down to that sense of safety and security. So those are the main ideas behind Simplicity Parenting. So I'll show you this book again. I will be sharing something really special with you, and it's sort of to do with the book, inspired by the book. I will be creating a special offer for a bundle. I really want to share this with you. It's a printables bundle for creating a peaceful family rhythm. So all those things that we talked about, sort of daily rhythm, being intentional and reflective, with our days, weekly sort of rhythm and seasonal rhythm, planning your meals and things like that, and loads more. I will be posting this on my blog as well as on my Facebook group, so do make sure that you join us and that you don't miss out on this. It will probably up and live. I will be up and live beginning of December, just in time for Christmas, and just in time for the new year, so that you can sort of start fresh and start your year in an intentional sort of peaceful and rhythmical way, and that you can hopefully enjoy your family rhythm a lot more, and find a lot of peace in it. So do join us on Facebook, do give us a thumbs up, and I would love to connect with me. Actually, if you could drop me either an email at info@newgenerationparenting.co.uk, or just send me a private message on Facebook. I would love to get to know you. I would love to. I'm a very social being, and I love connecting people and hearing their stories.